what you do is I want you to solve this in your head with no calculator, no paper, no pencil. Mr. Garcia, that's impossible. I can't do that in my head. Well, you know what you can do in your head then is come up with an educated guess. So let's say you're like, I don't know what it's going to be exactly, but I think it's going to be around blank. Everybody should at least coming up with a guess. Now, if you think you can figure this out in your head, you have one way of explaining it. You have one finger up. You know what? I think I can explain it this way, and I think I got another way that works. I got two ways. So if you have two ways, you put two fingers up. I am not calling on anybody for at least 65 seconds. So everybody's looking at this thinking, how do I do this? Two fingers. Ooh. Two fingers. Like 5 fingers, Ben?
No, I wanted a high five.
Oh. Ben's like. Alright, it's been about 60 seconds. Let's go with somebody who does not have their hand up. Liam, give me a good. You know what? Don't give me a good guess. Give me the worst guess you can think of. What's a bad guess?
6.
Shh. Is your name Liam?
Don't steal
Is they looking at you? No. Apologize to Liam for interrupting.
I apologize.
For?
Interrupting.
Because?
Because.
It was.
It was.
What? You finish it. It was.
What? You finish it.
Because it was disrespectful.
Because it was disrespectful. Okay, there we go.
And I'm expected to have better self-restraint in this classroom. Liam, I'm sorry for his ignorance a moment ago. What was your ridiculous guess you were going to say?
-5.
-5. Why is -5 not a good guess? Because it's too blank. What? Okay, it's too negative. Do you think you have a better guess than -5 then? So what is that? So your guess is... I was just asking for a guess. Well, if you did all that, what would that be about? No, it's not. This is class math. I'm asking for a number. I'm going to keep coming back to you until you get with the program. Just give me a number that you think would be okay. What about 50? Is 50 a good guess? Yes or no? No, it's too low. What about 100? Would 100 be a good guess?
Yes.
Better than 50. Lindsay, give me a guess. What's another guess? Or do you have the answer? 175. That is even a better guess than 100. Nick, what's your guess? Or do you have the answer? I don't want the answer. Ben, what's your guess?
What?
Do you have an answer? Do you know the answer or do you have a guess?
I have a guess.
What's the guess?
190.
190. That is even better. Damn. Alright, now it's time for the answer. Somebody thinks they can explain it. Let's go with Selena. What did you get? There's more than one way to explain it, so let's see if she still is your answer. How did you get 207?
Well, I put 23 on top, and then I put 9 under the 20.
You do this in your head?
Yeah, I did it.
You did it in the air?
Yeah.
Alright, that is not the... Okay, that is a way that can work if you don't have a lot of regrouping. Alright, Dolan, how did you get 207?
I did 9 times 20, which is 180.
Ooh, wait.
9 times 3, which is
Okay,
27.
so he's saying you could do 9 times 20, which is going to be 180. Because isn't 9 times 2, 18? Yeah. So 9 times 20 is going to be 18 and 0. And then that leaves 9 times 3.
27 and then 3 plus 27 is 207.
Okay, think about it. 180, 27. 180 plus 27 together. If you think about it, doesn't 180 plus 20 going to give you an even 200? So then you just got to go 7 more. This works. Good stuff. Another way that you want to think about it that's not stacking it up or no one's way. Ben.
So I was lazy, so I just made the 9 a 10. And then I did 23 times 10, and then I subtracted 23.
All right, give me a second here. That sounds genius. I just have to make room for it.
There's the delete button.
I don't want to delete it. It's golden. I want to keep it. All right, tell me that again.
So I made the 9 a 10, and then I did 10 times 23, which is 230, and then I subtracted 23.
Alright, you guys follow that? He's like, well, you know what? 9's ugly, but 10 is easy. I'm going to do 10 times 23 is 230. And because it's not 10, it's 9, how much do I have to take away to adjust? I got to take away one set of 23, which is 207. Oh, look at this. Wow, that was great.
Oh, mine was smart.
Yours was the way I did it. It was genius also.
Did you not even think of doing it how I did it?
No, I did think of this way.
I outsmarted the math teacher.
You just thought differently. It's not smart. It's not, you guys are so competitive at this age. I hate it. Alright, another way to do it is, instead of 10, I actually thought of, you could have done 9 times 25. Like, alright, I got 25 quarters. So, 25, jump count by 25. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200. 225 would be 9. So you're like, alright, so this right here would be 225. And then kind of like what he said, I gotta take away 2 sets of 9, which is 18. That would also give me 207. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, I know his way's better than mine, I will admit. Put it in the tray. Alright, get out your notebooks, please. Today is 9/11, also known as Miranda Wasco's birthday.
Yes.
Wish her happy birthday if you see her next period.
Wait, whose birthday? Miranda.
Miranda.
Wait, I haven't seen her one time this year.
Huh? You haven't seen her one time this year?
He said does Santa have a birthday? Yes, he does. No, that's Jesus.
There's a chance that they both could have the same birthday. I don't know.
Yeah, but then who would, before Santa, then who delivered presents?
Nobody.
If he was born on Christmas.
Maybe Santa's dad did. I don't know.
Yeah, why are you asking all these questions? Santa had to be born in, August.
It's really weird. Ever since I moved, I graduated college and moved out on my own. I think Santa's had a tough time finding me. Even though I put cookies and milk out, he still doesn't deliver me my present. I think I changed my address and everything with the post office. He's still having trouble finding me. I don't understand why. Alright, let's do. Why don't you bring it with
Can
you
I borrow a pencil?
every day? Hurry up.
Thanks.
No. I have one up there. If you borrow a pencil from me, please return it at the end of class.
I'm good.
Alright. The way this class is going to go is we're going to start off with a little bit of notes, pause for an activity, and then finish with notes. And then Ethan, how's the class going to go?
Huh?
How's my class going to go today?
Right.
No, I didn't say good. How's it going to go? We're going to start off with some notes. I'm going to pause for an activity. And then we're going to come back and finish notes before I give you the homework. Heidi, when people are at your table talking, you need to shush them. Like,
We need a scissors
but don't
stick.
do it with sass. Do it with class. Don't
You
go.
mean like a beating stick? You know, I hate when people shush me louder than I'm talking.
I don't like when you talk without raising your hand. So we have a lot in common. Alright, the first definition is called an integer. Integers are whole numbers
Integer?
and their opposite. Somebody give me an example of a whole number. Mikey.
10.
Good. And what would the opposite of Mikey? What would the opposite of 10 be?
Negative.
That's also an integer. Give me another example. Elizabeth. 8. What would the opposite of 8 be? Yeah, you guys, these are called additive inverses too, because what does 10 and negative 10 equal if you add them together?
Oh, 10.
No, 0. What does 7 plus negative 7 equal?
0.
0. So these are called additive inverses. The definition of a whole number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So an integer are all of those, and the negative side too.
You missed 4.
You can put it. This implies that it goes forever in both directions. Alright, and then the other definition on this page is the additive inverse that I was talking about. And that's just when you're adding two numbers that are opposite, the sum of those numbers will give you 0. Also known as opposite numbers, or additive inverses. You will use that idea to solve equations. Yes, sir.
So I like can't write.
Why?
Sprain my finger.
How'd you sprain it?
It was at football yesterday.
Making a tackle?
No, we were doing catching drills and I jammed a lot to the point where it was like big.
Catching drills? How much did you guys pass in Little League?
There's no such thing as it's you, it's not little league.
Did they show you how to do it?
Decent amount.
Did they show you how to do it? Sammy,
Nope. I have to go back tomorrow. And we have
they
to
let
watch
you stand
this.
there the whole time and then told you no?
No. They tried. They kept doing, like, we had like a video and all that stuff, and it was hard. So I really have no idea what to do.
They showed you a video of
But
that?
I have to go back tomorrow and hopefully it's over.
Okay. You told me you can't write anything right now. Hold on.
Ben, which one did you sprain? How can you push it up and you can't land on it? I'm not pushing it up. You set it back down. Oh, it is. I can move it, it just hurts to. Aka. I'll get some numbers.
You know that, right?
Aka?
No, also known as.
Yeah.
My hand hurts too. Sprained it doing passing drills.
Stop. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, I'm not. I like to play football after school with my boys.
Can you stop?
We squat up and then we play football.
Okay, can I go now? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna jump off the window.
Am I waiting for anybody? Are you good, Selena? Are you still waiting? You're still writing? It's okay. I'll wait for you. Like the Marines, no soldier left behind. We're missing who? Shy today? And
Dad almost got stabbed by a Marine. What's that one girl, Kyra, that never showed up to her class? What?
Does anybody work well with her? If we want to.
Who?
My dad almost got stabbed by Marie.
Kayla or someone else?
No, Kaya.
Oh, she got moved to a different class. She's in my second grade class.
Wait, Kayla's coming tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
Who's oh yeah.
My dad almost got stabbed by Marie. Because he was in the Navy and they were stabbed.
Alright.
When I found my homework, by the way, it's in my backpack.
Thank you. The one that you said you turned in. Alright. What we have here is an activity.
Wait.
Oh, who am I waiting for? Heidi, can you move your paper over so she can copy it? Okay. Alright. You guys can be friendly neighbors. Thank you. You're letting them copy it, finish it? Okay.
Why
So
is
this
it Pikachu?
You gotta calm down. You just shut up. Okay, we have a bunch of random types of numbers, and we're going to categorize these by putting them in one of two categories. You're going to say the number, and you're going to say if it's an integer or not an integer. And we're going to do this as a class activity. Somebody think they want to move the first one. All right, let's go with 3-0. Which one do you want to do? Oh, yeah, which one do you want to grab?
This one.
What's it? What? Pikachu is not an integer. He is a cartoon. So yes, make sure you don't confuse that. That is a cartoon, not an integer.
Like Pikachu.
Kylie, you think you know the next one? All right. And guess what? If you get it wrong, is it going to explode?
Yes.
No. It'll just shake.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like a game?
Yes.
Did you make it? Stickers?
Yes,
Yeah.
I made these.
But, I had taped my finger to my middle finger, but then I was like, I don't feel like that, so then I.
Which one are you grabbing? 0. Is 0 an integer or not an integer? Oh! All right, so move it where it goes. It is an integer, because remember, whole numbers, any number you see up there is an integer. Kathleen?
Can I go?
Yes.
Oh, I know this. You need to check.
What number did you grab?
Not that one.
8. 8 is an integer. Excellent job.
Yeah.
All right, Ben?
What? Which guy?
Go on ahead, his hand up. What'd you grab? Oh, wait, put him back. Put him
What?
back.
I can't do 2?
No, put him back. Grab 1.
Then our 1 is an
No. Grab the biggest one. The greatest. Good. Pi is not an integer. In fact, it's not even a rational number. There is no way to write pi as a fraction because it goes on forever. So it's definitely not an integer. What are 2 integers that pi is between them, Ben? Anybody think they know that?
4 and 2. 4 and 3.
4 and 3. Pi is between 3 and 4. It's technically 4.13.
3.14.
Well, it's 3.1415926 7. All right, let's continue. Let's.
2 buns in a row. Come on.
No, dude, I just put on him.
What is 2 buns?
I'm going boy, girl, boy, girl.
Oh.
-6. Nolan, you should go up and do one of those because it's on your shirt.
Oh. Should I go?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
it was
It's the
meant
bottom
to
one or
be. Which one are you grabbing?
Huh? Do the million. Oh my God.
No. Yes. No.
I knew that.
Yes. 100 is an integer. It is a whole number. Hannah, I almost called you Smitty. Would that have been offensive?
No.
To call her Smitty for the rest of the
Call her
year.
Smitty? So I'm not gonna call you Smitty.
She likes closets.
This is a classroom, not the Maury Povich show. -7 is an integer. Good job. Hannah, do you want to try one? She keeps like flushing the wrist.
Wait, but you said you were going boy, girl, boy, girl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. We'll go 2 boys next. Start with other Ben.
And then two bends in a row.
And then we'll go Ethan to make up for it. You're right. Try to be fair. There are, I believe, more girls in here than boys, but I don't know.
Wait,
There's more
but
girls
we're
than
still
boys?
cooler.
I don't know.
How many people are in this classroom?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
All right, which one are you gonna grab, Ben?
What's a stupid?
Okay. I don't like that negativity.
No,
3.
we don't
3 is an integer. Yeah, it should be. Good job,
Yeah,
Ben.
I don't know. I did
Ethan?
disappear.
Which one you grabbing, Ethan?
Ooh, I can reach the spaceship.
$1 million. Elizabeth.
You want $1 million?
The square root of 2 is not an integer.
Square root of 2 is 1.
No, it's gonna be something nasty. It's not.
Wait, isn't the square root a number times by itself?
What number times itself equals 2?
4.
And then 1 times 1 isn't 1. 4 times 4 would be 16. If you did the square root of 2, it's gonna be like 1 point something.
No, it has to be like 2 times 2 or
1.414. It'd be an ugly number. That's something you learn in 8th grade is irrational numbers like that.
Oh, I helped my sister with the focus area last year. That's the only reason I know that.
Good. All right, we have 5 more, and we ran out of volunteers. So let's just have people that haven't went up yet, like Heidi, go. Look at the enthusiasm. I love it. Awesome. Bringing the energy, the positive energy. 2.5, good, is not an integer. What 2 integers would it be between? Yeah.
Oh.
Good. So 2.5 would be right here on our number line. Between 2 and 3 would be the integers. Who else have we not heard of? Scarlett, do you want to fill in the frog?
Yeah, I have broken foot. She can't go up there.
Yes, she can. It's 4 steps. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/2. What integers is 1/2 between? 0 and 1. Good job.
Wow.
Selena, you want to come up?
Oh,
Smiling though, and I think you do.
Do I go
Emma, did you want to try? You don't want to sit down for 85 minutes.
Do Harry
You'll try.
Potter.
Guess what? Even if you put on the wrong one, we can put it in the other one. You already went. -4.2. Good. Here's a tricky question. What integers is -4.2 between?
Oh.
4 and 5.
No.
Negative.
It's -5 and -4. It'd be right here.
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
It's actually on the other side of -4. So is this not 9 3/4? Is this from
Harry Potter.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I saw this in
Frank's
this
like
Frank's room.
obsessed with that number.
All right. So is this a whole number? No.
No, so it's
What?
not an integer.
What integer would be closest to 9 3/4?
10.
10. Good. And then finally, 123
It's an integer.
is an integer. Good job. Oh, it took off.
You made this by yourself?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
You can tell me put Pikachu in it. All right. On the next definition, we want to do
Who told you
is
to put Pikachu?
absolute value. We need 4 on the floor. I don't want you to fall. Okay.
Oh, who told you to put Pikachu in it?
I did. That was the first one we did.
I know who, but who told you?
I did. I was like, it would be funny to change it up.
Aha, I just won. Wait, did you say we were gonna like take notes and then do like?
Yes.
No, take notes and then play a game and then take notes and then play a game.
No, we're actually having another activity.
Closet girl.
Can we stop typing, please?
Yeah.
I heard you guys learned this last year, right? Absolute value.
What? Huh? Hold on. I remember.
What is
for ruining my dreams. I just thought a pet monkey would be cool.
Until it attacks you. Especially a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee is 7 times stronger than
We did a
average
gorilla
human.
cosplay.
I just want a baby. No, I don't know. Like,
Okay.
Daddy, what happens when it grows up?
I'll sell it. A school in
That's
Florida.
so mean.
A school in Florida has a class pet. How is that animal abuse?
We did a gorilla cosplay that feed them 8 bananas every day.
Alright, looking around, it looks like we're about ready. Absolute value is the distance an integer is from 0. It technically could be any number, just not an integer. The symbol are these 2 lines. I don't like them because they kind of look like a 1 and a 1. So when we draw absolute value, you want to make them a little bit taller and longer than the number you put in between. It looks like a number in Jill, actually. So what is the absolute value? Okay, see how I have it taller and below longer? What does the absolute value of 7 equal? 7, because it's 7 moves from 0. If you're not sure, come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So it's like the same number.
No, it's not always the same number, because what is the absolute value of negative 22?
21.
Well, raise your hand.
On your own?
All right, Ben.
It's either 21 or 23. I think it's 21 though.
Why? What's your thinking process there?
Because you would go, because instead of 21, well, if it was positive, it would be 22 away. And it's just like the same thing with the negative 4.
So think about that. It's the same thing as the positive, but it's negative. So how many moves? I think it ends at 20, but imagine I had 2 more there. How many moves if I had 22 to get to 0?
I got 25.
Okay, you miscounted. Liam, what do you think? 22. The key word here is distance. Have you ever heard anybody give directions or say a distance and see a negative number? No, distance is always.
Negative 500
Listen to
meters.
this.
Turn left.
Distance is always positive.
But it's always the same number, but it's never negative.
Yeah, the only way that it would ever be a negative would be if they tried doing this trick right here and they wrote it like this is how you would read this.
Minus 24.
It's saying this would be read as the opposite absolute value of 24. So what's the absolute value of 24? 24. What's the opposite of that? Negative 20. So if they ever see a negative on the outside, that would be a trick question. That's not. I don't think that's fair, but that would be negative 24. I don't want to confuse you. The reason why we're doing absolute value is because I'm going to use that to explain how to add integers today. So, just so clarified, this is review. You learned this last year or no?
Sort of.
Like a little bit.
Let's move on.
Is this the last slide?
No, you got last one. All right. You don't have to write this. You already should have titled your notes, so that's just a duplicate. All right. We're gonna do some rules. Rule 1. This is the best way to do these, and I understand that some of you are gonna have trouble with the rule way right now. I understand that, but this is the way I want you to start doing this eventually. I'm going to show you multiple ways to do this. I'm going to use horizontal number line. I'm going to use a vertical number line. I'm going to do counters. And I'm teaching you the rule first, because this is the best way. Just knowing that if you're adding 2 integers that have the same sign, look at this example 1. Is negative 4 and negative 3, are they both negative? Yes, they have the same sign. Then you just add the numbers together and keep that sign. What is negative 4 plus negative 3? Well, 4 plus 3 is 7, and you keep the sign, which is going to be negative 7.
Wouldn't it be negative 1?
No, plus.
Well, he's allowed to ask questions.
Yeah, I figured it out. What was I asking? Oh, it's broken. Wait, but if it's plus, doesn't that? Oh no, it's because it's negative 3. If it was just 3, then it would be negative 1. It's negative 3. So then it's 7.
Yeah, here's how I'm gonna put this in a context. Landon owes Mikey $4, and Landon also owes Elizabeth $3. How much does he owe when he adds both of those debts together? Together, he owes 7. Good. All right, let's try. Well, let's try one where both of the numbers are positive. Ooh. Mr. Garcia, I don't like those parentheses. What do they mean? They literally mean nothing. It's just trying to show you that the 8 is positive and the 12 is positive. When they use parentheses in math like this, it's only for clarification. So, these integers have the same sign. They're both positive. You can add the numbers together and keep that sign. Since it's positive, 8 plus 12 should be 20. Keep the positive sign. Do you have to write positive in front?
Nope.
No, just keep it at 20. No, maybe, I don't know.
You said there's another activity.
You're not even doing your notes. But you can write, you're just saying it hurts.
I'll try, okay?
I think you'll live. I showed up to teach one time with a broken auricle bone in my elbow. I didn't know it was broken, but I couldn't even move my left hand. You know,
Wait, so you write with your right hand, right?
no, I write with my left.
You're lefty?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm not a hefty lefty. Do not call me morbidly obese. It's a very sensitive subject for some people.
I mean, I didn't even know that's what it meant.
Hefty and fat.
See, I had
You
tape.
literally just called me a fat teacher that's left-handed.
How rude!
Alright, let's move on. Are we always going to have the same sign when we're adding?
No.
Is it possible to have a negative number added to a positive? So let's do a rule for that. See, there's so many words up there. I know, but it is important that you get these rules down. I will tell you when things I think aren't that important. Adding integers is no joke. This is not something going away. You're going to use this when you're combining like terms. You're going to use this in 8th grade when you're solving equations. You're going to use this in high school. So teachers don't come. Mr. Garcia, these kids don't even know how to add integers. Do you even teach that in 7th grade? I go, you have no idea how much I teach this. I teach it 5 different ways.
Teach, you mean
I
taught?
will. Well, yeah, I taught it 5 different ways. But I will spend as much time as possible on it. Liam,
Oh, it's just me, right?
write this down, please. No, you're not. And let me tell you why. For one of the power focus areas is on integer operations. Are you going to need evidence to take that anyway? Yes. So you're in here, look around. I'm giving you time to do it, and everybody is doing it right now. If you're not going to do it now with me, where you can ask questions, you're going to have to do it by yourself, listening to Khan Academy, listening to it, pausing it, playing it, pausing it. Would you rather learn from a teacher that's 2 feet away from you, or Sal Khan, who lives probably in California somewhere? I would think me, since that's what I'm hired for. And if not, I'll just make a couple phone calls and make sure that everybody's on the same page of what I'm seeing in class. You want me to do that? I can do it right now on my phone. Call home. Mom?
Can you call my dad and tell him how good I'm being?
No, because you talk out too much right now. But yes, I will do that one of these days.
Soon. What does that mean?
Put together 2 good days in a row. I'll do it. I think you've done it already. I do need a mom. Hard work. And your perseverance of writing, even though your hand hurts. Look at that. So,
tape on it.
if you're adding two integers with different signs, so we have a positive plus a negative here in example 3, you're going to subtract the lesser absolute value from the greater absolute value. All that's saying is take the bigger number and subtract the other number from it. So you're going to treat this like 7 minus 5. What is 7 minus 5? 2. Okay. But wait, there's more. After you do that, you have to decide, is that positive 2 or negative 2? You keep the sign of the one with the greater absolute value. So, which is farther from 0? Negative 7 or positive 5?
Farther away is -7.
Yes, it has negative 7, has a greater absolute value, or it's farther away. So you're going to call this negative 2, circle it, and call that the answer. You could have yawned without blowing all that hot air in my face.
What time do we get out of the class at? 1:45 now. 1:45?
We're here for lunch.
1:45.
Peanut butter and jelly or something?
You know what's weird?
Is that Doritos I taste in here? Alright,
I had math 6th period last year.
try this one on your own. Raise your hand if you get an answer. Negative 8 plus 2. Yes, for
I had 7.
No, it's 5 small. Those are minus 8.
Mr. Garcia, I ripped this sticker off the table. It's really bothering me.
Yeah, his pages are all falling out. I don't understand what's going on.
And I ripped this sticker off the table. It's so like unsatisfying. Whoa, that's actually a good notebook.
Math only. What I'm going to do is say to you, since it has a folder, keep the notes that already are taken, look at whatever else put in here. See if you can, maybe you're just sticky and you're like,
Wait, Mr. Garcia, there's like this piece of thing that like it's open but it won't come up. Oh.
nobody has an answer yet?
I do.
Yes.
For a day. Here we go. This thing is
Good.
bothering me.
Good.
I was supposed to rip this off.
Think about this one.
That was 5th grade.
You have money, you still
I'll be closet girl.
owe money. You
You
don't
said you
owe
do anything.
$10, now you owe less.
Now, Mr. Garcia, I figured out a way to hold it where it doesn't hurt. I just like don't bend my finger. I mean, I bend it, but like.
You owe $10, right? But you pay him too.
Wait, what? Yeah, where's my $10? Where's my $8?
It was a hypothetical.
Oh.
Do you want me to open the window for you, or do you want to drink
No,
water?
it's too loud.
Let's turn off some lights.
Turn the fan on. Don't worry about it. Mikey, you don't look clear. You look really pale. I don't know.
Let's try this for a hot second. Alright. Okay. Using the rules, if you're adding two integers with different signs, you can subtract them. Well, they have different signs. It's a negative 8 and a 2.
Wait, before you solve it, can I write it down?
You can write that on your page.
That's what I'm doing.
Treat it like subtraction. I'm going to get 8 minus 2 is 6. Now you take the sign of the one that has a greater absolute value. What's farther from 0? Negative 8
Negative 8.
or 2?
Negative 8.
Negative 8, so you want to keep the negative sign. Okay, you don't have to write the next slide down, but this is another way to think about it. We got negative 2 and negative 6 here. So we're thinking we got negative 2 on this one. We got negative 6 on this one. So if I was to create 5, I would want 5 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you don't have to write this down. Negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Kathleen, that one definition we did was called additive inverse, which means what is 5 plus negative 5?
0.
Okay, what's 1 plus negative 1?
0.
So we're going to say these all zero out. 0, 0, 0, plus 1 minus 1 is 0. 0. What are we left with? 2 negatives, which means you're left with negative 2. It matched up. 2 negatives. The answer was negative 2. Let's try this one. Somebody want to think they could set that up visually? All right,
Can
Ben.
you do that, Mike? I also have a question. Can you, like, make a square root of a negative number?
No, you can't. Notice he put the positive 2 there first. Is he still gonna get the right answer? Yeah, he will. Alright, you're good. It doesn't have to be perfect. Alright.
Yes. He answers himself. Yes, it
It's like, I'm making a caterpillar, whether, and you're gonna have to stop me with violence. Alright, it looks good. Alright, everybody give Ben a hand, alright.
Yeah.
Note to self, clapping it to yourself. Alright, a positive and a negative is 0, positive and negative is 0. So what are we left with? We're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 negatives. I'm gonna bring this down here just so it's lined up.
You ruined the caterpillar.
Alright.
Oh my God! He chopped his head off.
Now, is this trick of drawing pluses and minuses, is this like better than knowing a rule?
No.
Is it easy to see and understand?
Yes.
Okay, give me a flaw to this. Why is this not like a strategy that you might want to always use? Yes.
It takes a lot of time.
Takes a lot of time. Yeah.
Takes a lot of
Any other? Here's an idea. What if we had negative 1,247 plus 758? Are you gonna want to write all those negatives and pluses here?
Nah.
No. So on examples like this, you might want to know the rules. If you're doing little baby numbers like negative 8 plus 2, yeah, you could draw a picture and it's not going to take that much time. Okay? One more example, play a Kahoot, and then we'll come back.
Kahoot?
Unless we don't get to it. We can do it right after this. We just have to write this down. It's one
This
sentence.
is the heat Kahoot.
Are you allowed to use your phone for Kahoot?
No, because you shouldn't have your phone on you.
Are you allowed to use your hair electronics, introvert colors? I know, right? I don't even have a phone. I don't even have a light.
I stay home for 5 hours each day, so you know.
I don't even have a light, so I can't even stay home. Just like, I just have my mom and dad's phone numbers memorized. So it's yes. I'm not really important. Unless you like stranded in a desert, there's no maps there. I guess that's what I'm a pedestrian. Respect your elders. No, I was gonna write this. I saw my phone.
We're done with it. We're not done with it. Now, if you think you know how to do this. Alright, there's going to be a couple Okay, don't sew boats in half. There's gonna be a couple examples, I believe, on your homework where you have to do this thing called plugging in. And all that means is you're replacing a variable with whatever value is given. So, if we have A plus B,
C.
no, we're not doing any C's right now.
A.
We're going to substitute, that means replace A with what number? 5. So I'm going to put 5 in for A. Then, you can do this right now, go get your computer, instead of singing the alphabet like Sesame Street. Now we're going to replace B. We're going to replace B with negative 10. Yes.
Somebody saw me.
For discussion, which one looks?
Need some flex tape? I switched. What do you mean, brother? Oh.
Let's talk about the use of parentheses for a second. Which one? There, I'm gonna rewrite this as green, maybe. But which one is less confusing? The green one or the red one?
The green one,
Wait,
brother.
raise your hand with an opinion.
green one.
With an opinion, brother. Alright.
Why do you think this one's less confusing? Is it shorter?
Yeah.
No, and because the red one, I thought it was first.
You always think you want to make that first.
See. Did you do colorblind jokes? No, I
Alright,
said
let's try it now. Mikey, you have an opinion?
I am. I think I am too. Like literally, that red team. How do you know it's
Ben,
red?
come back to your seat, please.
What? What's Ben? How do you know it's red, Ben? You're colorblind. Because he said which one's you like better, the red or the green?
I need you guys to stop talking to each other right now.
No, I feel like I am. I don't know why.
You're fine. Alright. Back to my question. This is kind of like, sometimes parentheses make people uncomfortable. Does anybody think the red one is better? I agree with you. Because it makes it clear. This number plus this number, you know exactly what you're doing. Now, when you have 5 plus minus 10, it's like, whoa, that can be tricky. This is kind of like a game my wife does with me, where she'll tell me one thing, but she means another.
Yeah.
She'll go like, I forget what the last,
That's all women.
I think it was, I forget what the last special day was that we were doing, but she does this thing where like, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up, that's a big holiday. You don't really need to get me anything, I'll understand. And I'm like, sweet. But what she means is, I don't.
She means land salty springs, but then you land tilted.
What she means is, I'm gonna say I don't want anything, but I mean I do.
I want an
So when the holiday comes, and I didn't give her enough or give her anything or whatever, like not even a card.
Yes.
Who did I marry?
That's my
Right?
dad.
So like I don't like that. I wish she would just tell me what she means. She means makes it clear. And the thing is, she's doing it again. I want to get your opinion. She's doing it again for Christmas because this Christmas she's like, how about we just get a bigger TV and we both pitch in together and we'll just consider that our gift to ourselves. So I have a feeling I'm getting set up again where it's gonna be like, okay, here's the TV. She's like, you use the TV for the Super Bowl and all this football and all this stuff, and I don't even use it that much. It's really a gift for you, and I end up with nothing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. This was your idea. I'm like, stop playing games with me. Just tell me what you mean. So the parentheses make it clear. Should I still get her a gift on top of pitching in for the TV?
Yes. No.
You like your mom?
We're trying to save for a house, you know.
Okay, they give her like a really small gift. What did she really like?
Yeah, a small gift like a
She likes a certain thing.
Don't you get SDL?
You guys have a strawberry. Oh yeah.
All right. Get out your computer. Go to What if you were getting water and then Yeah, but we don't show our competition. Yeah, you don't have to. Those, just so you know, just put your notes aside. You don't have to put them away. We're coming back to them, like I said.
What are our names?
No, it's gotta be school appropriate. Nothing with death in it.
No, I'm emailing David. There we go. Insert block step.
Today's the day that it goes
What? The water fountain doesn't work? Try the one downstairs by the office. It needs to be school appropriate. So if you want to call yourself Nighthawk, it's fine. I don't really care about your scores. This is a Kahoot that's going to review the basics of the PLP so we understand grades and expectations. Yes, you can be mole rat. That's fine.
No!
Huh?
Oh, wait, naked mole rats.
I don't care. This is a little kid's book, isn't it?
Yes, naked mole rats.
Is that what you're reading for your 7th grade reading log?
Yes.
You're reading Naked Mole Rat for 7th grade reading log? Isn't that like a baby book?
My name is guys, if you don't know who I am.
Just so you know, I'm going to write down that code, and then I'm going to start in less than a minute. So if you're not in, I will try to.
No one. Raindrop, drop top. My name's Harrison, and welcome to my car show. Banana Man. How do I get in there? Who's Banana Man? That money? Are random people joining? Bend over? Oh my god. Random people are joining.
Okay, we're not going to play. We're going to shut our computers. If you're somebody that added a bunch of people, get rid of them now. Because I am not going to wait all 30 seconds.
No,
Do I have to cancel and start it over again?
Yeah, you do. This happened in my mentoring class when you tried to do it. It's just like, just randomly.
I'm going to try this one more time, and then we're going to go back to notes.
Oh, I know how to fix it.
No,
Wait, whoa, why are there 40 people?
because somebody thinks they're sweet. We're going to try it one more time, and we should have exactly as many people, -1 for Mikey, that there is in this class.
Oh, and -1 for Sean.
You have any?
In the class right now. I'm going to count up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We should have 18. I'm going to try this the last time.
I'm just like.
Get out and try it again. We should have 18
You have to
people.
like. I go. I know what you have to do. I know what you have to do. You have to like. You have to make it so that it's like. You have to go hit the gear. You hit the gear. That's why I just did it again. I hate when people do that. You have to hit the gear and then you can make it so that like there's like this thing that you have to do to sign in. They think they're so
Is this one going to be this one should be different. It's reloading, I think.
I did that last time. If it doesn't work, I know what you have to do. Raindrop, drop top. What? Thanks.
Yes. 18 people.
I didn't make it anywhere. One plus I did it and you're out of the game.
Who's Banana?
named Rick Harambe.
Come on, guys, before they hack us again. How do you go in?
Who's default skin?
Yeah. It's probably an old one. Wait, are you default skin? Probably Liam. Liam's
Hi guys.
Yeah, Liam's default skin. Ethan Hall.
Nick, press play. At the very top of the play. Here. I got it.
Naked Mora.
Alright.
Honestly, think you're fun. Naked Mora. That's the best thing.
You good?
No.
Here we go. You can start
Alright.
now.
Ooh!
Okay, these are going to be questions regarding the platform.
Oh god. I'm gonna get like.
Alright, what is the minimum score needed to pass a power focus area? Is it 6, 7, 8, or 9? Minimum score needed. Is there anybody new to the school this year?
Who put 9 out of 10?
Everybody was here last year, right?
Who put 9 out of 10?
Yep, everybody was.
I was the only one who was wrong.
I like it though. It should be 9 out of 10. That's true, man. Next.
Oh.
Let me know if you want me to review any of this.
I'm sprained fingy.
Are the additional power focus areas mandatory? Mandatory to pass a class? The answer is no.
Wait, can you check the scores?
Just so you know, Mr. Bruning has something that he says, and it makes.
That's Liam.
When I'm talking, you're not. In fact, you shouldn't even talk unless you have your hand raised. That's how classrooms are supposed to go. I don't know what your other teachers like allow put in here. I don't want that. Mr. Bruning says P for power focused area. P is the first letter in pass. So these are what you need to pass. And then the trick for additional is additional starts with A. If you want an A, you do the additionals. Yes, sir.
Can you look at the scores?
It automatically looks at the, I'm not going to cheat. It automatically looks at the scores when I go to the next question. So no. I'm just going to go like this and then go next. Does a student need to complete the power focus areas in order? Good. No. Now, just so you guys, I don't know why, but for some reason on your screens, integer operations, which is what we're learning right now, is all the way. So are these notes that you're doing in class evidence to take that?
Yeah.
Is the homework evidence?
Wait,
Yeah.
that's not like
Okay, so if you were to pass this, it will turn green and shoot all the way over. Okay? You do not have to do them in order.
I did like blue.
In fact, if you're trying something and you're just like, you know what, I think I want to move on and come back to it, that's sometimes a good strategy. Sometimes you might want to take a break and come back. Alright, keep going. Alright, does scoring higher on a power focus area improve your grade? Like if you turn an 8 into a 10?
Good day.
Maybe. That's obviously not the answer.
It's low from your
Alright, the answer is
I'm turning my brake.
no. It's like a driver's license.
Wait, I clicked.
Let's say Heidi and Kylie are going for driver's license. Heidi gets a perfect score. Can she drive? Yes. Let's see. Kylie gets like barely passes by one question. Is she able to drive too? Yes. The world would be safer with Heidi's driving, but unfortunately, the bar is set at 8, and if you get a 10, it's not going to improve your score. This is something that I think is confusing for parents to understand. It's something like, wait, if I did better later, shouldn't I my score go up? No. And this is to point out, if you finish everything and you're a perfectionist and you think you could go back and get a better score, you can do that. But I don't want you keep trying to improve an 8 or 9 to be a 10 when the bar is moving. Right? Isn't that just kind of wasting your time? Yeah. You can always go back and do it if everything else is done, or if you're ahead. All right. These last year were called performance tasks. This year they're called end of unit math assessments, are graded on a rubric, which make up what percent of your grade? All right.
I'm behind Naked Nora.
These right here make up the top row, 70% of your grade. These, at the end of each of these units, you're going to take a end of unit assessment. How many do you guys have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means every quarter, let's just go with this first quarter. When this first quarter ends, we should be somewhere either around here or here. So you're either going to have 1 or 2 done. It depends. We'll see how fast we're able to do stuff. I think these heat days kind of mess me up a little bit, but plus I got to do maps.
Does the platform move on the heat days?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I
it's
think
just like if one day.
one day we won't really notice, but you're right. All right, moving on. So this is where most of your focus should be: getting your checkpoints done, doing well on the final assessment, and if you don't do well, trying to figure out what can I do to get it better. Mr. Garcia, is there another option? Can I redo it? Can I make corrections? These are things that I'm open to considering. What? Yes, we're watching this. What? Yeah, I'm not going to edit it. I don't have time for that. All right, power focus areas along with the additional make up what percent of your grade? Is it 20, 30, 40, 50? Alright, we literally just said 70% is on the top box, and this question's asking, what are the other two combined? Well, obviously that would be 30, because 70 and 30 would be 100% of your grade.
Who put 50? What?
Well, that's good. I mean, maybe you guys didn't understand this last year, but it's good to understand it this year.
Kathleen,
What is the average score needed on the end of unit assessment to avoid an incomplete? So what does your average score have to be? Is it a 2, 3, 4, or 5?
3. Guys, it's 4, okay? Yeah, I'm behind you, and I don't know who we're in. I'm in 5th place, guys.
No, in math has its own rubric. So in math, the rubric goes up to 5. So you need at least a 3 average. So let's say this first unit we're working on right now, let's say, let's just make up a person named Casey gets 2.5. And then, what does Casey need? Because right now on her report card, it would say math, and it'll have incomplete. Bum, bum, bum. What does Casey need to get on this one to get that up to a non-incomplete?
I tried it on, but see, I'm not.
No, additional will not change it.
Oh, you need a 3.
You need to go over and
If Casey gets a 3 on the next one,
Yeah, then it would stay that way. I tried it on.
Casey still has it incomplete.
Really?
You need an average of 3. So you'd actually, he or she would need 3.5. Because if you did 3.5 plus 2.5, that would equal 6. 6 divided by 2 would be 3.
Wow.
So the option here is Casey should have tried to fix it to get it above a 3. Or you could do really good on another one, it would help you. Does that make sense?
We're all quitting, yay.
Alright, next.
Hey, Heidi, why do you want to?
Okay, what percent of your grade does the additional power focus area make up? Is it 9, 10, 11, 12%? The additionals, what percent is the additional?
What do you mean, brother? Dangerous.
Yes.
All right.
Who's in fifth?
The top box is 70%. The power focus areas are actually 21%. And the additionals are 9%. Altogether, this is 100%.
What question?
Who cares? The point of this is not the game. It's to understand. Okay, let me explain another thing that's tricky. Let's say you got this first one passed. You got a green, and the blue line is right here, and you haven't. Let's say you had an 80% and you just passed this. You just passed the additional. What does your score go up to? You had an 80 and now you passed the additional. The blue line is right there.
82.
Yes. It is 89. It will assume that it's going to assume because you did this one before the blue line, it will say, well, at that rate, this student's going to do all of them. We'll just give them all 9 points. Let's say same thing. Let's say you're at 80%. Let's say you're at 80%. The blue line is here, and you finally pass this one. What does your percent go to now? How much do they think you're going to pass at this rate?
9%.
It predicts you're going to pass half of them, so it will give you half of those 9%. It will give you another 4.5% to give you an 84.5%. This is confusing and very hard to explain too. Next. Do you need to have checkpoints completed in order for your performance test to be graded? Am I going to enter your performance test if you don't do your checkpoints? Yes or no?
Some people got it wrong.
What? Who got it wrong?
Alright, the answer is yes. I may grade your final assessment, but I will not enter it into the platform unless you do all your checkpoints. You should show your work on paper and turn it into the tray after passing a power focus search. True or false?
I did it in my head.
Are you ready to work on the whiteboard?
Oh.
Wait.
Can you Kathleen's like 3,000 points.
Who are you behind? Rick Harambe. I had 13,098.
I'm spraying thingy.
Alright, so there's a student here. They passed one, and they did their work on paper. This is what's going to go in their file. You probably can't see that, but there's another student that passed one with Miss Frank, and I go, oh, did you turn in your work? She's like, oh, I'll go get it and turn it in. And then she turns in the notes. Is this what I want?
No.
I want the work, so I have to go and invalidate it now, unfortunately. I should ask Ms. Garcia to review my assessment if I have not passed it twice. So, ooh, I like this. Yeah, they have like 2 or 3 songs. Yes.
Still behind.
Keep going. Next.
Kathleen needs to get one of them.
I need 4 pieces of notes to take a power focus area the first time. True or false? Yes or no?
It's
And the answer is no. You only need 3. You only need 3. Next. The rubric used on math to do the final assessment ranges from, is it 0 through 5, 1 through 10, 1 through 8, or 1 through 5?
Oh, I just won.
I don't know. Pointless relays.
1 through 5.
9 question answers.
The only way I will put a 0 is if the end of the year comes and you're still missing checkpoints of the last project. I have to 0 it out.
Kathleen needs to get one wrong, guys.
Okay, how many times can a student try a power focus area? 1, 2, 3, 4, unlimited.
Screaming. Oh.
Yes, it's unlimited. You can keep going. We want you to pass 2 times. Once first or second time though. If I get all my checkpoints done, I don't think anybody knows this. This is gonna be a guess. You get all your checkpoints done before an end of unit assessment, I earn blank on the rubric. This is something that's our School of Math teachers decided would be fair to help students.
I feel like I got it wrong. Champion! I'm still in third.
Alright, the thinking behind this was
I'm
that,
still in second place.
guys, the thinking behind this was, I think it was Miss Nagy, we need to give an incentive for students to turn their checkpoints in on time. Okay? Well, what if they do all their checkpoints on time? We can score no lower than 2.5. So that means you can't score a 1, you can't score a 2, you can score a 2.5 if you get every question wrong. So that's kind of like, it's almost like insurance. I know I can't do any better than 2.5 if you have everything done before.
That was the last question. Or there's one more.
I think that was it.
Orthopedic.
Alright.
Sprain thingy. Hold on.
Close your computers, get your notes back out. We got like 2 examples left. Not a lot left.
Kathleen got everyone right.
Alright, number line.
Third place. Classy. I was 14th at one point. Wait, what time do we get out of this class then?
We have
1:45.
5 minutes to get. I want to get 2 or 3 examples
Alright, can I
done.
come back? Because I gotta go like really bad. Yes.
Sign out, grab the pass.
Last night, we were really bad. Oh. Oh. We beat me by 4 points. Yeah, by 4 points. If you had a bad day, I don't even know.
Alright. Somebody want to come up and all you have to do is touch where we're starting.
I go.
Alright, Kylie.
Wait, so what do I
Just touch where, if you're going to use a number line, where would you start at? You can tell me before you go if you're not sure. Where would you start at on this problem? Yeah, go touch -4 on that number line. Okay, good. Erase the bottom one. Alright, now grab the marker, and I want you to show me where are we going if we go +8. So draw like an arrow in whichever direction would be +8.
So like to the answer, just like
Yeah, to the answer. That would be nice. Good.
okay.
Alright, so in I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of like when it's done on top. So like that. And this would be +8. You're increasing +8. Now, could you draw pluses and minuses? Could you go 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you do it this way too? Yes. These 0 out, 0 out, 0 out, 0 out. Real, I'm going to ask you again. Stop doing that. It's a bad habit. It's very interesting. Are you sorry? I'm truly sorry. You won't keep rolling your Cheetos. Alright. Next one. Sometimes a number line, I will write them the correct way. We can go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Go where? No, we're about to switch classes. You can go in between. You have 5 minutes. you see an underline in real life that goes up and down like that?
Measuring the ocean.
Hannah, thank you for raising your hand. Temperature, yes, thermometers. Somebody want to put a happy face on this one? Real. You shout out too often and you're out of your seat.
No, but she said church. She said a church when you asked where do you
This
see
much where you're going to start on this problem.
Oh, okay.
4. We're going to start at 4, and then if we're going to go minus or adding negative 11, are we going to go up or down 11? Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We will go down to here, which is minus 11, which equals negative 7. What is today, Tuesday?
Yep.
Okay. Now, next class period, we're going to have maths. This is homework I want you to do. Even though I might not be able to go over it next math class, try to have it ready for next math class. I want you to do all of them, not evens or odds. I want you to do all of them. 1, 2, 3, here's 2. What? Next class period. English should have done it today or tomorrow. Wait, don't leave yet. There's an announcement. Perfect. I heard none of it.
I know, all I heard was come for the all. What are you not doing?
When you have this, you may go.
Oh,